Guys, Bitcoin has reclaimed the $62,000 level, a key support and resistance level. And we, of course, broke out of our falling wedge pattern. Right here, we can see a falling wedge pattern is a bullish pattern which usually breaks out to the upside, which we did also break out from to the upside. And right now we're retesting that crucial level of previous support right here, previous support here, and also resistance right here, which is now turning into resistance. And I believe we can break above this level. This is of course around about the $62,100 level. I think we can go above this level, reclaim it as support. And then the next level we have to look out for is of course around about here, the $63,500 level, which has been previously acting as support right here on that wick to the downside, and also somewhat as support right here, and of course resistance right here. So another key level to look out for, which is where I think we're going to be going next, right? To go to that $63,500 level, potentially if we find support from here and we can stay above that, I think we could continue the rally higher, potentially into this region here of like $67,000, and find some bigger resistance right there. So my plan, I have not entered my short position yet, which I discussed, because I do think we can continue the rally to the upside before eventually I think we'll have another big correction to the downside. But for now, I'll probably start entering my position from about this level, $63,500. Now, I believe, of course, that we are gonna go lower eventually for Bitcoin. We know that in a bear market, we usually go down from the top to the bottom for 365 days, which should bring us to approximately October of this year. Everyone is talking about October, and of course, for a valid reason, because it's always about 12 months from the top of the bull market to the bottom of the bear market that it takes us to find, the bottom 12 months for Bitcoin. And I believe the same thing can be happening right now, whereby we continue this rally a bit higher and then eventually have that big move to the downside, one final big capitulation. Everyone says Bitcoin is going to zero, and that's of course when we start buying. But overall, I believe the sentiment for Bitcoin is actually quite improved compared to the last few cycles. People are not really as much in pain as they were last few cycles. I mean, if we go to the last cycle, we went all the way from like $69,000 all the way to actually we went $15,000. So we had like a almost 80% correction. And as of right now, the correction is approximately here. It is approximately 53%. If we go to like the low 50s, where I think we can go, we'll have about a 60% correction. And it is of course normal that every single cycle Bitcoin corrects less and less, but also the gains are less and less as Bitcoin becomes a more mature asset. Right now, keep in mind, Bitcoin is trading alongside this major green line of support and resistance, which has now been acting as support here has been acting as support right here. And I think once we break down, we'll find some support along this green line towards the 50s, in my opinion. Now, you have to look also at the liquidation heat map. We can see that most of the liquidity on the upside, so these are people who are shorting Bitcoin, has been grabbed now. And then we have basically the last large chunk of liquidity here at $63,350. So basically bringing us to our target here at $63,500. From where on, we have to continue evaluating, seeing if we stay above that level and go higher. Keep in mind, usually Bitcoin, especially in July, is very positive. And the last 3 times Bitcoin had a red, May and June. So right now we had, of course, 3% down in May and almost 20%, just over 20% down in June, which is a huge amount. The last 3 times this happened, Bitcoin had a very positive July. So we went up 21% this time, 18% and 16% for Bitcoin. And right now we're already up 5.5%. So I think July can again print positive for this July. And that's why I think we can continue this rally up. I mean, it's just the beginning of July. Let's see how high we go. Of course, along the way, we will have some dips to the downside. Don't be surprised if we go here, find some support and go back up. But that is just the play, right? That's just what happens along the way. But eventually, I think after this move to the upside, let's see how high we go. We will have another big correction to the downside. We will create new liquidity as people start longing and shorting Bitcoin, of course. And keep in mind, if I compare to the last cycle, we are here. And this is very similar to what happened last cycle. Basically, at the same point, just before we touch the golden pocket on the Fibonacci, which I think we're going to hit this time as well, which will bring us down to like $54,000. Last cycle, we found a bottom all the way at the 0.786 level, which if history repeats, will bring us to about $40,000. Worst case, I think. but definitely I'm expecting another move to the downside, just as we did last cycle, completing that 12-month descent, of course, for Bitcoin from the top to the bottom, 12 months. And then that will conclude this bear market in my opinion, and we will go into another bull market. Now, also keep in mind, this is another reason why we might not have the bottom of the bear market yet. Usually Bitcoin in a bear market always bottoms out below the realized price, which is right now $53,000. The realized price is, of course, the average price for which Bitcoin was bought for on the network. And right now it's at $53,000, and we, of course, at around $62,000 right now. So historically, you can see that every single cycle bottom, we bottomed out below the realized price every single time. So another reason to believe that actually the dump could continue. Now, I forgot to mention here, if you look at the RSI for Bitcoin on the daily, it's actually very positive. So we have a bullish divergence, which is basically when the price is going down and the RSI is upward sloping. So you can see right here, of course, RSI is upward sloping, and this is an early indicator that we are gonna follow the RSI and go actually pump a bit higher. We have a positive RSI right here. And also, if I show you guys the volume profile, so if I just show not just the volume, if I show this to you guys what happened last cycle bottom, we can actually see that on the cycle bottom right here, the volume actually was increasing slightly and positions were accumulating, people started buying Bitcoin, and I expect something similar to be playing out this cycle, that, you know, Bitcoin will start to, the volume will start to pick up again from here. Once we start forming that bottom, volume is slightly increased towards the downside. Now, I said that we usually bottom out below the realized price, which is yet to come. So another big move to the downside, in my opinion. July usually very positive, especially when we had May and June negative. And just keep in mind, actually Germany, I think just today they announced that they're going to be taxing crypto gains the same way as they're taxing stocks and regular income. So previously, if you held Bitcoin for more than a year, then you would not be taxed on it because it is not classified as a speculative investment, but they're going to scrap this. And we know that Germany does not do good decisions with Bitcoin. They actually sold all of their Bitcoin last year at an average price of $59,000. After Bitcoin then eventually went to $126,000. And yeah, don't follow these people, guys. Just, you know what's happening. Bitcoin is going to find this bottom in October approximately. Buy some Bitcoin then. Don't even watch my videos. Just hold it for 3 years, sell, tune in 3 years, and then just sell your Bitcoin if you want for a good profit, and you're going to be good. That's all you need to know. Looking here at the funding rates, you can see they're starting to shift negative again, which suggests that most people are trending short right now. They're trading short. The majority is trading short. And for me, that's a bullish sign. Usually when we see that most people are short, price is going up. If most people are trading long, price is going down. And right now, I know it's just the beginning of the 12-hourly candle. We're on a 12-hourly right now. But if this continues to go negative, I expect us to continue to go higher for Bitcoin. With that being said, I think the channel deserves many, many views. So if you have anyone interested in crypto, let them know about the channel. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See you guys tomorrow, and bye.